Mario Party has been one of my favorite franchises of all time, and Super Mario Party has taken steps to take it back to its former glory after some, not so great iterations. What's interesting though is that although Mario Party has always had solid gameplay, except for that stupid car, each game has its own story and unique lore that gets skipped over when people just jump into the party mode to try and ruin their friendships. With that in mind, I'm your host 24Kevin here for 24Kevintendo, and this is the story you might not know about Mario Party 1 and 2. Now, let's begin where all these videos seemingly start, with the opening video that gives us the basis of our story. It's Mario and his good friends, but it looks like something is wrong. What could it possibly be? They're talking about who amongst them is the biggest star, the superstar.
Wow, a superstar must be strong,
says Wario. But Donkey Kong's got bragging rights for strength. After a quick kerfuffle, people asked, or perhaps Mario would make the best superstar. Or maybe the princess, Peach. But wait, we can't forget about Yoshi with all his energy. Why, they're all arguing, each one claiming to be the superstar.
Wait a second!
Toad exclaimed.
Do each of you really want to be a superstar? Then let's see what it takes to become a superstar. Does it take only strength to be a superstar? In order to be a superstar, it takes courage, and wisdom, and kindness. If all of you want to be a superstar, then I have an idea. Why not use the warp pipe in the Mushroom Village and head out into adventure? The person who comes out of the adventures on top is the superstar. But there's no telling what kind of danger might await you. Do you want to head out into adventure?
Luigi is the first to get excited by this prospect and steps up. Wario gets jealous and runs ahead of Luigi to get the advantage, with all the other Mario characters following in tow. We are then treated to this awesome first-person view of Mario chasing after the Mario characters in order to enter the warp pipe first, and that sets up for the story of Mario Party 1. I bet you didn't think that a game that ruined your friendship had that deep of a lore in the beginning. Now, one thing that I did find interesting is that the 6 players are 6 of the 7 star children you see in Yoshi's Island DS, with the other Bowser was probably upset that he wasn't invited to the party and set up Bowser spaces around the boards, in an attempt to ruin the party he was never invited to. Eventually, the characters get sick of this and travel to Bowser's Magma Mountain and use their star power to teach that pesky Bowser a lesson. After defeating Bowser with the power of the superstar, the players return to the Mushroom Village and assume all is well. However, assuming that Bowser was absolutely irritated with what happened with that star, he went to Mushroom Village and stole all of their stars, telling Mario if he wants them back, he must come to the warp pipe. This leads the player to the Eternal Star, which has been covered in graffiti and disassembled. Koopa Troopa attempts to give an introduction before he is shooed away by Bowser, who has seemingly invented a brand new teleporter. People always speculated that Bowser was a mechanical genius due to his airships and various artillery. However, this is proof alone that Bowser has quite an intelligent mind for creating things. He then introduces his cohort who will be running the game on the Eternal Star, Baby Bowser. Interestingly enough, I don't believe this is the same Baby Bowser as we've seen in previous iterations. This is just instead one of Bowser's babies, and who eventually grew up to be the Koopa Kids, which makes sense. If it's Baby Bowser and King Koopa, the middle stage is probably Koopa Kid, somewhere in between, or Prince Koopa, something along those lines, so it was eventually renamed as they grew up, instead of just being a Baby Bowser. It's funny though, because we only ever see the Koopa Kids in Mario Party games, which leads me to believe they're kind of like spoiled rich kids who only come out to Daddy's rich fancy parties, otherwise they just hang out at Daddy's castle or they vacation home or out on a trip somewhere because they can afford it. I mean, their dad's a king, why could they not afford it? Now that that little tangent is out of the way, let's get back to the story. Eventually, Bowser is defeated and the Eternal Star is reassembled, with one of Mario's cast being named the Superstar. We are then greeted to one final cutscene where a Superstar leaves the bank, gathers up all the Superstars in the area, and travels to the sky, ending Mario Party 1 once and for all. Now, since that pretty much wraps up everything we can talk about Mario Party 1, we're gonna jump into Mario Party 2 as well. One day, Mario and friends created a new world. That world was Mario Land. But there was one who didn't think too highly of the name Mario Land. It was that scoundrel, Wario. Wario thought that since he was the superstar, it should be named Wario Land.
Oh, yes! Wow!
Peachy. Yes, those were my terrible impressions. But once he spoke up, an argument about who the real superstar was ensued. Then Princess Toadstool said, "I have a name we can all agree upon." It's just like the princess to solve a problem, they all thought, feeling a bit humbled. The name of the new world shall be... Peachland! So the raucous argument continued. About that time, a terrible thing happened in Mario Land. Without warning, Bowser appeared and began attacking Mario Land. A good Koopa Troopa who discovered Bowser ran towards Mario and company. Then Koopa shouted as loud as he could, "Mario Land is being invaded by Bowser!" But he was ignored. But Toad, who couldn't stand it any longer, said, "Why don't we name the world after the superstar who defeats Bowser?" Mario and everyone else agreed with Toad's proposal. Immediately, they all began scrambling as fast as they could towards Mario Land. Will Mario and friends ever be able to defeat Bowser? This is the legend of Mario Land. Let us see how it unfolds. The team battles Bowser through the various lands of Mario Land, including Pirate Land, Space Land, Western Land, Mystery Land, Horror Land, until they finally arrive at Bowser Land, ultimately defeating Bowser and getting to name the world after themselves. Although this is the end of the game, we still get one final scene from the stage from earlier. And so, after a long and tiring battle, Mario and friends finally defeated Bowser. And they lived happily ever after in Mario Land. Toad then proceeds to introduce the whole cast, including Mario, Luigi, Donkey Kong, Peach, Wario, and Yoshi, before finally giving props to the talented actor who excelled as the villain, Bowser. Ladies and gentlemen, how about one last round of applause for the cast? Toad then stops the production and asks, "Why are Mario and Bowser getting along so well?" Before finally revealing that this has actually just been one of the many attractions at Mario Land. He asks the crowd if they enjoyed themselves and says hope to see you again here at Mario Land. Farewell! I know it's kind of disappointing just to realize the entire game was a play the whole time, but what if the events were a retelling of something that may have happened? If we go back to the opening scene, Wario believes that the name should be named after him because he is the superstar. And there's only one way that Wario would think that he is the true superstar, and that's if he won the original Mario Party. That's right, the person who won the original Mario Party game was Wario. Hard to believe that he's the one who saved everyone from Bowser in the end. Then again, it kinda makes sense that Wario would be really good at a game that's all about collecting coins, being greedy, and screwing over your friends. If you need more proof, look no further than the manual for Mario Party, which states, he's certainly more cunning than the rest, and strong to boot. Could it be that Wario is destined to become the superstar? In a game that's all about being smart, moving the right way, and then having to have the strength to win minigames, and even the cleverness to pull off some of the things to beat your opponents, it's a no-brainer that Wario would be able to beat his compadres there, because they just wouldn't know what to expect from someone who's willing to go the extra mile to screw over his friends and break those friendships. Greed will make a man do terrible things. And obviously, since the whole of Mario Party 2 takes place as an attraction in Mario Land, it would appear that Mario is the canonical winner of Mario Party 2. That one's just kind of a no-brainer, but I felt we had to mention it anyways. Now, the one question we have remaining at this point is whether or not the people in this presentation are actually the Mario characters themselves, or just actors playing a role. Or maybe they're just like the animatronics from Five Nights at Freddy's. Who knows at this point? If I had to make an educated guess, seeing as this is just an attraction, I believe this could just be a group of actors playing a role, more than likely using some sort of transforming cap similar to the ones used in Super Mario 64 DS. And as for Bowser, naturally it's no coincidence that the Bowser suit appears for the first time as a usable item in Mario Party 2. So I could see the actors using something very similar to that. One final thing I would like to note is that we may finally know where the Bob-omb buddies come from, and why they may have a feud with the regular Bob-ombs. According to Mysteryland, Bob-omb buddies are actually aliens. I mean, they're literally called aliens throughout the level. So basically, Bob-ombs are xenophobic and don't want to let the buddies invade their turf. Basically, they hate them because they're different. Bet you weren't expecting to hear about a race war in a Mario game, but there you go. So let's go over everything we've learned about the timeline of these games so that we can end this on a little bit of a cheerier note. In the original Mario Party, Mario invited all his friends for a party, and everyone started to celebrate until they started arguing about who the true superstar is. Toad challenges them to enter a warp pipe in order to find this out, only to upset Bowser because he was never invited to the party to begin with. Bowser creates his Bowser spaces, and eventually the team does battle with Bowser in Bowser's Magma Volcano, but that only served to upset Bowser, causing him to destroy the Eternal Star and put graffiti all over it, creating his own board game up there with his baby Bowsers. Thanks to his strength and cunning, Wario is able to defeat Bowser and become the superstar. The superstar eventually leaves the bank and collects more superstars before traveling up to the sky as an Eternal Star. Funnily enough, I would just like to note that maybe it left just because it didn't want to be with Wario. Wario, you're a superstar, you stink. Dip. In the wake of the original party, the 6 partiers decided to create a world based on all their hopes and dreams, and named this land Mario Land. Wario was not happy with this, as he is the true superstar, and said that the land should be named Wario Land. Everyone speaks up and thinks the land should be named after them. While this argument is happening, Bowser enters Mario Land, wreaking havoc on the whole world. This causes the Koopa to run up and warn them that Bowser has invaded. Toad exclaims that they should go try and defeat Bowser, and whoever does will be named the Superstar and have this land named after them. Eventually, after a hard-fought battle, Mario defeats Bowser and claims the name of the world himself, showing that Mario Party 2 has actually been a retelling of these events through the whole time. Funnily enough, this would also help explain why Wario decided to try and steal Mario Land in Mario Land 1 and 2. It's because he thought it was his land rightfully the whole time, and thought he would have a rightful claim to it should he steal it. This would put Mario Party 1 and 2 before Super Mario Land 1 and 2 for the Game Boy in the Mario timeline. While Mario Party the game has always been a top tier game for me, I never took the time to learn the story before researching this video, and boy am I glad I did. because if I never researched it, I never would have realized how deep the lore of the Mario Party series goes, and I can't wait to share the rest of the series with you guys. And that's all the time we got for today's episode. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. If it's your first time here, please smash that subscribe button. It is greatly appreciated. Hopefully I'll get this out for you guys before the morning. If not, it's because I fell asleep early because I'm going to Wonderland tomorrow. Super excited to see that. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. For everyone here at 24 Kevin Tendo, I'm your host, 24 Kevin. See you guys next time. Hope you had a great day. Bye!